Rosalind Giles here live on the scene. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a very fluid situation that's been going on all afternoon since about 2 o'clock this afternoon here on Hilton Avenue in the 3300 block. I'm going to step out of the way so that you can see what's going on. What appears to be a stand down. There are officers now who are driving these cars that have been on standby here on this street for hours now, for 5 hours. We're told that the situation is secure. A lieutenant just told me that. I also understand that the police chief is about to get ready to do a press conference with the media on the opposite end of Hilton Avenue where we are right now. Again, police came on the scene here around 2 o'clock after getting a burglary alert prompt from this home, a burglar possibly trying to enter into the home, and then they met someone who entered into a standoff. A police officer we do know was shot here, but of course the mayor happy to report that he is okay. He did receive non-life-threatening injuries, we're told, because of a vest, the bulletproof vest that he was wearing that stopped the bullet from penetrating his body. We have a picture now to show you of a man that police say that they are looking for. It was a suspect that was sighted here on the scene on a scooter. And they are trying to ask the public now, if you know anything about this person, they want you to contact them. We're going to take it over now with our team coverage, continuing with Georgia Elise.
Rosalind, I'm here on Hilton Avenue on the end of Lookout Drive where the road is still closed. Officers are still rerouting traffic. So if you were planning to come this way, you're asked to please find an alternative route. We're told that the chief of police is headed our way for a press conference to answer some questions. We've been on the scene since 2 o'clock this afternoon, and a lot of crazy events have happened since we've been here live on the scene. When I arrived, there were just maybe about a dozen squad cars and a SWAT team, and since then we've seen dozens more of unidentified vehicles come here. GBI, Muskogee County Sheriff's Office, along with the Columbus Police Department, the SWAT team was here. We saw them penetrate inside the home where the suspect was believed to have barricaded himself. After that, we were told that some flashbangs went off. We actually heard 3 of them, and the Columbus mayor has confirmed that this was not a hostage situation, but we are working closely with the Columbus Police Department, waiting here for Chief Boren to prep the media and just answer some of those questions about how all of this transpired, how many people were involved, and what are their next steps going forward. For now, WTVM News Leader 9, back to you.
Thank you, Georgia, for that report as well. Now we're going to show you what's going on here. If we can just kind of take it to the left here and show you as the police officers are leaving the scene one by one. There must have been a dozen or more officers on this street alone. They had their guns drawn for hours trying to negotiate to get the person who was inside that house to come out. It is unclear how this situation has ended right now, but from all implications, it is over. That is according to a lieutenant who says the scene is now clear. He just left the scene and gave us that information. We also know that the officer is okay, and of course that is the best news that we can report to you right now. That's where it's a large house, we're told, that sits kind of far off the road, if you will, has a lot of frontage across the yard there from where this house is. A big home. We're not sure if anyone was there. We're not sure right now if the man who was inside the home has been removed at this point. There's still a few more police units. We are waiting on the police chief to come at this time to give us more information. He will be on the opposite end of Hilton Avenue.
So if the officer was shot and you didn't find a weapon, are you still looking for that weapon?
We are still looking for the weapon.
Do you think he tossed it?
Don't know.
You know what caliber it may have been?
Don't know.
So, Chief, just to clarify, you said you're not sure that there was a second suspect. You believe there's one, so you're going to kind of be...
We're just doing a secondary search of the residence to make sure that we have not overlooked anybody that could still be in that residence before we turn the resident back over to the family.
So it wasn't long after those bangs were heard that you all actually took him into custody?
It was probably an hour after you heard that, because we went from room to room, floor to floor within that house, and we made sure that we had totally cleared it as we worked our way into the house. And we located the room then that we believed him to be in, and we applied gas, and once the gas was applied, he came out soon after that.
What part of the house was this?
I'm sorry?
What part of the house was it?
That was in the top rear of the house.
How big is that house? It's something a really big.
It's a big house.
Have you talked to the officer, Chief?
I have not talked to him. I plan to do that when I leave here.
What can you say about his length of time with your department? And
It would only be a guess at this time. I'm guessing about 3 years that he's been with the department.
And we just learned a great deal of information on this incident from Chief Ricky Borden of the Columbus Police Department, telling us that the family who lives at this home at the 3300 block of Hilton Avenue returned home around 2 o'clock today to find their back door open and a moped sitting there. They then back and called authorities, but police were already en route because they in fact had already gotten that alarm alert from the alarm going off. And police also telling us, the chief saying that the suspect has been arrested, and he was arrested around 6 o'clock this afternoon. He has been identified as Daniel Crisp, 34 years old. He is in custody, facing charges of theft and burglary, and other charges may be pending. Now, as you can see right behind me, police are still in the home. And from what we've just learned from Police Chief Ricky Borden, they are doing a thorough search, a second search of that home to make sure that the second suspect that they're looking for is still not in that home before they turn it over to the family. So we are learning that everything has ended here safely, and that's what everybody in this community was hoping for. We'll be right back.